Welcome back to News Nexus, your hub for deep dives into finance, economics, and the future of technology. Today, we're exploring a question that could redefine the global economy. Will Bitcoin become the world's next reserve currency? Could this digital asset challenge the US dollar's dominance, or is it simply a speculative bubble waiting to burst? Stay with us for the next 20 minutes as we examine the past, present, and potential future of Bitcoin in the global financial system. Let's start with the basics. What is a reserve currency? A reserve currency is held in significant quantities by central banks and financial institutions worldwide. It's used to conduct international trade, settle debts, and support economic stability. Currently, the US dollar dominates, accounting for about 60% of global foreign exchange reserves. But history shows us that reserve currencies change over time. The British pound once held the crown before the dollar, and before fiat currencies, the world relied on gold and silver. So the real question is, could Bitcoin be the next chapter in this story? There are several compelling arguments in favor of Bitcoin becoming a reserve currency. First, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Only 21 million coins will ever exist. This makes it immune to inflation in the way fiat currencies are vulnerable to central bank policies. It's often referred to as digital gold for this reason. Second, it's decentralized. No government or central authority controls Bitcoin. Transactions are verified by a global network of nodes, making the system secure and censorship-resistant. Trust is placed in code, consensus, and transparency, not institutions. Third, Bitcoin is global. It's accessible to anyone with an internet connection. No bank account or third-party approval is required. This is especially appealing in countries with unstable currencies or limited access to banking services. Fourth, institutional interest is growing. Companies like Tesla and MicroStrategy have invested billions in Bitcoin. Some governments are taking notice. El Salvador has declared it legal tender, and others are monitoring closely. Fifth, it serves as a hedge against inflation. In countries with rapidly devaluing currencies, citizens are turning to Bitcoin to protect their savings. From Venezuela to Nigeria to Argentina, Bitcoin has become an economic lifeline. But before we crown Bitcoin as the next global reserve, let's examine the challenges. First, volatility. Bitcoin is notoriously unstable. Price swings of thousands of dollars can happen in a single day. This makes it difficult for governments and institutions to rely on it for economic stability. Second, scalability. Bitcoin processes roughly 7 transactions per second. Compare that to Visa, which handles around 65,000. That's a massive performance gap that needs to be addressed if Bitcoin is to support global trade. Third, environmental concerns. Bitcoin mining consumes immense amounts of electricity. Critics argue this is unsustainable, especially as the world faces a climate crisis. Although some operations use renewable energy, the overall carbon footprint remains a concern. Fourth, regulation. Bitcoin operates in a legal grey area across many nations. Some countries have banned it outright, while others impose heavy taxes. Inconsistent regulations could hinder global adoption. Fifth, legal and infrastructure issues. A reserve currency needs more than popularity. It requires legal frameworks, insurance systems, institutional trust, and robust financial infrastructure. Bitcoin currently lacks these components. So where does that leave us? Let's explore the broader trends shaping Bitcoin's future. Central banks are developing their own digital currencies. China's digital yuan is already in pilot stages. The European Central Bank is working on a digital euro. The United States is researching its own digital dollar. These central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, offer the benefits of digital money without the volatility or decentralization of Bitcoin. We're also witnessing a trend toward de-dollarization. Countries like Russia, China, and Brazil are reducing their reliance on the US dollar. Some are returning to gold, while others are exploring regional trade partnerships. Bitcoin is beginning to enter these discussions, not as a replacement, but as an alternative. Meanwhile, blockchain technology is transforming finance. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, enables lending, borrowing, and investing without traditional banks. Stablecoins like USDC and USDT are gaining popularity for digital transactions. These developments indicate a digital future is inevitable, but whether Bitcoin leads that future is still uncertain. Let's explore 5 possible scenarios. Scenario 1. Bitcoin becomes a co-reserve asset. It joins a basket of reserves including gold, the euro, and the yuan. Central banks hold small amounts of Bitcoin to hedge against inflation and political instability. Scenario 2. Bitcoin becomes a strategic store of value like gold. Governments may not use it for trade settlements, but they keep it in reserve to diversify and preserve national wealth. Scenario 3. Stablecoins or CBDCs dominate. Government-backed or fiat-pegged digital currencies take over global trade and payments, relegating Bitcoin to an investment asset. Scenario 4. Bitcoin evolves. Innovations like the Lightning Network could solve scalability issues, making transactions faster and cheaper. If energy consumption is addressed with renewable sources and global regulations mature, Bitcoin could become more viable. Scenario 5. Bitcoin is overtaken by a superior alternative, more scalable, eco-friendly, or government-backed. Just as MySpace gave way to Facebook, Bitcoin might be replaced by something better suited for mainstream adoption. So, will Bitcoin become the world's reserve currency? The honest answer, it's too soon to tell. Bitcoin is not ready to replace the dollar today, but it is challenging the very foundation of how we think about money. It's introduced millions to the idea of decentralized finance. It's being discussed in government chambers and corporate boardrooms, and it's forced central banks to innovate. Bitcoin may or may not become the world's reserve currency, but it has already changed the future of finance. What do you think? Is Bitcoin the currency of tomorrow or a digital distraction in the evolution of economics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next big analysis. This is News Nexus, where knowledge meets perspective. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead.